Hello there. Welcome back to my channel. For the month of December, I love to make homes in The Sims 4 based off of this Christmas season. I primarily do family homes, and that is no different with this video. It was inspired by a home in my area, and I wanted to kind of take my own spin on this home. I've never been on the inside of this home. I've just driven past it a lot, so we are just going to be starting off with this mudroom area in the garage. And seeing this house in real life, I was thinking I could do that in The Sims. I know the perfect lot for that house in The Sims, which is this lot in the bottom of the base game world where when you put things on the Sims 4 gallery, it like tilts it. So like the side of the house is like the entrance, but the entrance part of the house is like what is on the gallery. It's a little bit weird. Don't fully understand that part, but I wanted this area to be a mudroom, laundry room, art studio, and garage. And I put that car in there because I somehow had a car in my Sims inventory. And so, you know what? This is a garage. I'm going to use this car to go in the garage. And I know I could have it like outside, maybe it had a little bit more room to paint with like the art area, but I decided to keep it on the inside because I wanted this home to be kind of realistic with like the laundry and then the car. I don't put this in the video, but you can see this during the screenshots towards the end of the video. But I have some like pipes coming out of the walls in the garage area. So final piece in this garage area is this woodworking table. I was wanting this to be a very creative family. This is a craftsman style home, and so I thought it'd be perfect to have like that like woodworking table in the garage. So we're just going to be adding some paint cans, and I do move the bench up to the mudroom area. I had it down there just to like fill in some space, but I realized it didn't really make sense to have it like on the garage level of the garage. It made more sense to have it on the mudroom area of the garage. So now we are in the kitchen. We are going to be working our way from the back of the house towards the front of the house and then to the second level. And now we're just going to be adding some upper cabinets into the kitchen. I did want to have a breakfast nook in the kitchen, but I decided to instead have a pantry in that space because I wanted to have this home be realistic. So like that pantry goes right next to the door into the garage, and I do also have like a indoor drop zone area in this little nook where I was imagining like kids' shoes would go for like when they go play outside, and it's kind of like an area for like the purse and like packages, and it's like feels like safer to have like those things in this area than in the garage area, especially because I added a little like security alarm in this area. So we're just going to be adding some like letters. I was mentioning they're like Christmas letters, and going to be adding a garbage can. So this area is pretty much done. We're just going to be adding a few like details onto the counters. I'm wanting this to look like a family home, and we're just gonna be adding a dustpan and broom that is from the laundry day pack. And I always try to have a good mix of all the packs I use, but I feel like that's sometimes hard when it's like, oh, I really want to use this pack, but I really just want to use this pack for like this one specific item. And so I did kind of go back into this home to add a few more items from the laundry day pack, which I know is maybe like the more annoying pack to use, but again, I was going for realism with this home. So we're just going to be adding some items onto the mudroom area. I feel like umbrellas were a good like dirty like mudroom area to keep in the garage. Now we're just going to be working on the powder room off of the kitchen. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. All 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms are on the second level of the house. So now we are going to be adding a little decoration into the powder room and then going to be moving on to the living room slash dining room slash entryway. So we're just going to be adding a Christmas tree into the main living space, and I was watching a Christmas home decoration tour video on YouTube before I started to record this video, and I liked how in that video the content creator, she was showing how she has reuse on all of the doors, and I kind of like that idea enough to implement it into The Sims. So we're just going to be now working on the living room area, making it a nice little cozy space, and going to be kind of figuring out a color scheme. I didn't want it to be like all red and green. I think that's like kind of fun, but like I said earlier, kind of like got that out of my system at the beginning of this month. And if you want to easily find that video, it was just 2 videos ago, or you can go to my Christmas build playlist that has all of my Christmas builds. So we're just going to be adding a side table and going to be adding a lamp. And I was trying to like add like these items in like colors that can like work for like the all around all the seasons. And I do add some pillows onto the couches to make it a little bit more Christmassy, so it has a little bit of a Christmas pop in the space, but it makes more sense to have like the pillows be the pop instead of the couches. And we're just going to quickly decorate the front porch, which is technically just the side porch because the door in the mudroom is technically the front door, but I feel like that's like kind of realistic to have like the garage door or the mudroom door be the main door of the house because like if you think about it, and if you unless like you live in like an apartment complex, the garage door is your main door to your house, especially if you have like groceries or a long road trip. And so we're just going to be working on the dining room space now. This area is a kind of a mix of different styles, like I said earlier, as I hopefully I got this in the same take, but I wanted to really have the garage doors from the City Living pack, and so I was trying to like find other items to add to this build, and the chairs that came with the City Living are one of my favorites, and so I decided to add these chairs into the dining room. And of course, I have a high chair for a toddler. I was mentioning that this would be like kind of like not like the main house for like the big extended family to like gather around. That was last week's video, but I was thinking like maybe it's like the grandparents coming over, and so we're just going to be adding a few decorations onto the front lawn. Going to be adding some seating into the front porch area. And now we're just going to be adding some curtains into the main living space. And I do have a fun little kids chair for the toddler, and going to be adding a few toys next to the toddler chair. And here's the pillows being added onto the couch. I feel like this was like kind of fun just to like have a little bit of like creative freedom of like, oh, I like having red, green, and red, or like, oh, I like having like two right there and then one on the other side. So we're just going to be adding these pillows on both couches, so they're both nice and holiday decorated. So now we're just going to be adding some wreaths onto the doors and onto the windows on the make the fancy porch area. And now we are going to the second the second level of the home. This area is kind of like a landing space slash the home office. I feel like my biggest struggle with this room, and I couldn't really like figure out what to do. Like I don't have like this like computer area zone for the family, but there's a lot of like dead space in the middle of the room. I know it's kind of like the hallway to everybody's bedrooms. It just looks kind of blah when you see the overhead shot of the home. And I wanted the bedrooms to have like different reefs to kind of represent the different personalities of the Sims, but I decided to keep it very simple and similar to the other doors, except for the child girl bedroom I designed for. I wanted her bedroom to have like a freezer bunny theme to it, and so we're just going to be figuring out what to add in that little bit of dead space that I was talking about. So now we're just going to be adding some art onto the walls and going to be adding just some personality into this space. I was trying to figure out like a play space for the toddler. I ended up just adding a little iPad next to the computer, so it's kind of like when the parent's working on their desk, the toddler can be pretend working on their tablet. Sorry, I feel like I said that a little weird. But first bedroom we are going into is the toddler's room, and I wanted the toddler's room to be a dinosaur theme, and the wallpaper kind of picked out the theme for itself, and I just kind of went with it, and I do like how it turned out. I feel like it's fun and colorful, and it all has a nice dinosaur theme to it. And you might not see this at the beginning, but I do come back to add a dresser into this space. So we're just going to be adding some Monster Begone lights and going to be adding a little like lamp on the side table, and I just realized that that is from a pack that I was not planning on using, so I gotta go back and switch that out for a different lamp. I couldn't find any nicer lamps, and so I just kind of went with that moon lamp, but I just realized that is from a pack I was not planning on using, so I gotta go change that before I post it on the gallery. Again, if you want to play in this home, you can find all the information down in the description, and while they're down there, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. I have reached my goal of 150 subscribers. Technically it is 151 subscribers, and it means so much to me for just having this channel grow, and I just can't say thank you enough to those who watch every week, who like the videos, like my content, and next year's goal in 2026 will be to reach 200 subscribers, and that just sounds a little crazy to me to like reach a number so big. And so we're just going to be now working on the little girl's bedroom with a freezer bunny theme. I thought it'd be fun to have that little freezer bunny in the reef decal on the door to kind of like mimic what's going on like in the hallway area of the house. And so I was kind of imagining that the freezer bunny character would kind of be somewhat of like a Hello Kitty character. It's kind of like how void critters are kind of like the Sims version of Pokemon. I don't know if like the freezer bunny has like another reason, purpose, but I was imagining that the freezer bunny is kind of like a Hello Kitty character, and I kind of want to see more like freezer bunny friends in The Sims now that I say that out loud. Now we're just going to be working on a desk area for the sim, kind of having like a permanent furniture piece for when the sim is in school, that they have a nice workspace. And I do add a backpack into this room, but I decided it would look better to move it into the like mudroom area by the back door, because it's like it's I was imagining that this home would be like during a school break, and so like they have their backpack and their lunchbox in like the kitchen area and not in their bedroom area. So we're just going to be adding some bunny decals, even though they're not like freezer bunny icons. I was thinking that maybe they're like the side characters of the Freezer Bunny universe. And so we're just going to be adding an art table, and I do kind of keep the area above the art table blank so your sim can like display their art on the walls. But now we are in the bathroom that the toddler and the child would be sharing. So we're just going to start off by adding a shower tub combo because toddlers can't take showers, they have to bath them. And now we're going to be adding a mirror and going to be adding a few decorations now that I kind of like established a floor plan in this bedroom or bathroom. I forgot I should probably add some laundry baskets into the bedrooms because I did use the laundry day pack, and so if you don't want to have your Sims just constantly have dirty clothes on the floor, a laundry basket is the way to go. I kind of forgot about that until this moment, and now I have added all of the laundry baskets in every room. So now we are in the primary bedroom. This bedroom would be for the parents, and I go for a purple theme in here, which I don't think I've ever done a purple primary bedroom, but I liked how it turned out. So I'm going to be using a lot of items from the seasons pack in this room, and we're going to be adding some seating areas and going to be adding some curtains, of course making them purple so they fit in the space and it's all nice and cohesive. I didn't really go too Christmassy in this bedroom. I do add a nutcracker on one of the side tables, and I'm like, you know what, that's Christmassy enough. It's purple, it fits in, it works. So we're just going to be adding a rug, but I do go back and add a few more rugs into the space. I wanted to go for a layered rug look in this bedroom. So we add some rugs from the laundry day pack. I'm going to be adding a little seating area by the picture. And I do realize now that the pictures in this bedroom and in the dining room are the same. So I found two things I need to change before I post it onto the Sims 4 gallery, and everything will be nice and clean for you. It's kind of funny that like when I edit, I notice things, and then when I do voiceovers, I notice other different things. So we're just going to be making a nice little seating area in the corner next to the picture that will be changed because I don't want to have the same picture twice. I might still have that same like picture, but just in a different color tone. So we're just going to be working on the bathroom now and going to be making this space very simple in here. So very, I don't know what else to say besides simple. It does have a private water closet and a big window to bring in a lot of natural light, but we are getting close to the screenshots of this video. So like I mentioned before, if you enjoyed watching, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up on your way out. It really does help other people find my channel, and it means so much to me. So we are going to be heading into the backyard. If you like my content and you've been watching for a while, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see more Christmas videos from me, you can check out a playlist I created. If you have any build suggestions for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments. And I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!